What's going on, guys? It's your average consumer, and it's time for a good old-fashioned showdown between the brand new Sony WF-1000XM5s versus the second generation AirPods Pro. These are some of the best earbuds you can get on the market right now, so let's compare them. So first and foremost, we're gonna start with the most obvious category, the design. So this year, Sony dropped a new design for their flagship earbuds. The Mark Vs actually are quite a bit smaller than their predecessor. It's actually 25% smaller. They've got like this new design and they come in two different colors. We have this like beige over here and they also come in black. Really, really low key. Overall, I do kind of like the design. Sony kind of stepped away from that really round look that they had with the previous version. Now they've got like this interesting round, but triangular almost look to them. I like the overall change that Sony made with these and making them more compact. But in comparison to the AirPods, which have been around since like late 2019. Now, these don't feel as big when they're in your ear, but because they've got like even this short stem, they are a bit more pronounced when you're outside compared to the Sonys. People will definitely see these a lot easier because they're white, they got the stem. Overall, we know looks are subjective, but when it comes to looks, just like the overall design, if I had to choose between the two, yeah, I'd probably give it to the Sonys. Now, while we're on the subject of the design, we gotta consider the cases as well, because that's a big part of it, right? When it comes to these cases, one thing that the AirPods really do have going for it, this material, it's glossy, but it's pretty easy to like grip, where there's a big difference here. It's got this, I get cardboard box vibes from the outside. It's just the feel in the hand. It doesn't feel like it's cheap or anything. Like, don't get me wrong. It doesn't feel cheap. I actually had this in the same pocket as my keys by mistake for just like a little bit of time. And I did have a bunch of like these, what look like blue scratches. I used like an alcohol wipe on it and I got them all out. I got it cleaned up. That's one thing you'll have to keep in mind, I'd say, for this particular case, or this particular color with the Sonys. You just might be able to scratch it up or maybe even do some color transfers, like if you're wearing blue jeans, like with crazy dye in them. I can imagine that having an impact on these. So something to keep in mind for the build. And while that might be the case for the case, that won't be the case for the earbuds, because you can see it's got that glossy feel over here on the sides. So now that we've talked about the design and the build, I want to talk about comfort. Now, when it comes to the AirPods, they use your standard silicone tips for the earbuds. And you guys, if you know me, you know these are the only kind of earbuds I can wear because I got those weird ears. But the in-ear buds are the only kinds that I can wear. They're the only ones that stay in my ears. I can throw these AirPods in my ears, use them for long periods of time with no problem. Occasionally, they'll slip out or they'll start to slip a little bit, and then I can, you know, kind of just push them back in very lightly. Not a big deal, something I've gotten pretty used to. Now with the Sonys, they got a different kind of ear tip. These are not the regular silicone tips. They've got these like foam material that you can squeeze and squish up. And this is actually really cool because you can squish it, throw it into your ears, and then it'll expand within your ears so it can make sure you get the right fit. I think these in particular are the most comfortable earbuds I've ever used. I definitely give comfort to these over the AirPods, considering the AirPods would slip every now and then. Stay in my ears, but slips. These stay in my ears, don't slip. Gotta give it to these. Now we gotta talk about the features. And when it comes to Sony, there's always so many features with their earbuds. And this is why I always call them the most advanced earbuds or headphones out, because they just do so much. But let's just take a look at a quick list of all of the features between the two of them, and we'll talk about some of my favorites and what makes a big difference between the two. So clearly a very long list, but for the AirPods, some of my standout features are absolutely going to be like the Find My. If you lose your earbuds, you'll be able to track down the case with precision. They have precision tracking. Being able to track down the earbuds through the case, or maybe even the earbuds themselves, or having the earbuds case make a sound so I can find them, I think is extremely useful and something that's pretty unique compared to any earbuds that are out right now. I also like being able to have Siri read out my notifications. So if I've got my earbuds on and I don't really have access to my phone, she'll of course read out like text messages and emails, that kind of thing. So I also think that's pretty useful as well. I also like how widespread the spatial audio experience is for the AirPods. You can use them in a multitude of apps, whereas compared to the Mark 5s, these have very specific apps that you can use that like 360 audio experience. So I like how widespread it is. Now, when it comes to the Mark 5s, there's a lot of special features here. One that I just recently discovered is being able to answer a call by just nodding or rejecting it by shaking your head. Don't even have to press a button, you just do the motion. Dude, they've got head gestures now. I think that's absolutely insane and really, really smart. I also like the speak to chat feature where the headphones will detect if you're speaking to someone and automatically pause your music, get thrown into that transparency mode, and you got to have a dialogue. You can also change the time for how long that pause after you finish talking is so that your music comes back on. 5 seconds, that's it. Like 5 seconds is all you need. Anything longer is just too much. I also kind of want to call out the multi-device connection. You can connect more than one device to these at a time, which I think is dope. With the AirPods, you kind of get that with Apple devices. So depending on what you want to connect, one might be better suited to you than the other. Amongst a bunch of Apple devices, AirPods for sure. Amongst different kinds of devices at the same time, then it's gonna be Sony. So if you wanna do iPhone and like, I don't know, an Android tablet or something, stop. Then this is the way to go. So really quickly, let's talk about the features that they both share. Of course, the biggest one being active noise cancellation. Now, the active noise cancellation on these earbuds are impeccable. Like both of them are so good. Is one better than the other? Maybe the slight edge might go to the Sonys. I'm not sure. I tested it enough to know that they are, like you have to nitpick to find the difference. But for the average everyday person, you want it to have really good active noise cancellation, you can't lose with either one. They both work really, really well. So that's the case when it comes to active noise cancellation. But when it comes to transparency mode, I don't know what Apple's got going on over there, but they've got the best transparency mode still. They're the kings of making it feel like there's nothing between your ears and the world. They do a really, really good job at that. These AirPods, they're the best. Even though I do think these are better in that sense, these sound really, really good. I do think where these fall behind in the transparency mode conversation is actually the same ear tips. There still feels like there's like something's in your ears because of the way, you know, these expand and they're like actually really up in there. So you feel them. That's where I feel like these lack a bit. Now, another feature that these have are, of course, this stem that you can use to control your music, play, pause, you know, you give it a squeeze, go back a track, all that good stuff. You also have volume controls by swiping up and down on the stem. So you can control your music like that. Whereas with the Sonys, your audio controls are pretty similar. You know, the same tapping you can do right on the surface. One thing they did add though, is you can tap 4 times and then that'll increase your volume, to decrease your volume. Now, one feature that these both have that I wanna call out is the proximity sensor. They can both autoplay and pause your music when you take them out your ears. But yeah, there are just a lot of features. If you want like pretty unique features, then I think the Sonys are definitely going to be the better option. So now, of course, we've got to talk about sound quality. So these are 2 pair of earbuds that I genuinely enjoyed listening to. AirPods have been great since they dropped. The 2nd generation has upped the sound quality compared to the first, and I was happy with the first. So definitely really good on Apple for making the audio experience even better on these guys. I haven't had any issues. Throw whatever kind of music I want at them. They sound really good. They just feel really light when you're listening to them. Whereas with these, when you've got them in your ear, man, the sound experience is next level. It's just really rich. It feels like you're getting hit with everything at once in a good way. Whereas with these, everything sounded really good, but it's like, you know, you're just kind of chilling in the background. You got your music playing behind you. That's what this is. Versus these, it's like that music's all around you, not playing behind you, just all around you, just really in your face. I listen to a lot of hip hop. a lot of anime music. I listen to all kinds of stuff, but this did a really good job with everything compared to the AirPods. A 9 versus a 10, to put it in perspective. Both are really, really good. These are better. So right now you guys are hearing the mic quality directly from the Sony WF-1000XM5s, and this is the mic quality from the second generation AirPods Pro. Which do you guys think is better? Now, really quick, we gotta talk about battery life. With the AirPods, you're getting 6 hours of playback on the earbuds with a total of 30 hours using the case to charge them. Now with the Mark 5s, you're getting 8 hours of playback, and when you add the case, you get a total of 24. And they both also have fast charge features. I think 5 minutes with this gives you like an hour, and 3 minutes with this gives you an hour. So 2 minutes faster charging here. Now battery life is one thing, but charging them, they both use wireless charging, so you can charge them wirelessly. I do like the fact that the AirPods, if you're in the Apple ecosystem, they also use MagSafe charging. If you happen to have an Apple Watch, you can use the Apple Watch charger to charge these as well. Now, these charge with USB Type-C. That is just like pretty standard these days. And they also use Qi wireless charging, so you have those two options to charge this as well. Now let's talk about price, you guys. Over here with the AirPods, we're looking at $249.99 or $249, Apple doesn't do the 99. $249 over here versus $299.99 over here. So 250 bucks versus 300 bucks. It's $50 more. I personally think you get better audio quality. You get way more features. You get comfort that's like legit. That's a make or break, honestly, comfort. Is it worth the extra 50? I'd say so. And even using this with other devices, you'll probably have a better overall experience. If you're investing in a pair of earbuds, you want it to be, the best possible experience across multiple devices. I think this does warrant that. If you're not just trying to get those Apple features, I do think these are the better earbuds. But if you really want to lock in and just, be all in with the Apple ecosystem, I still think these are probably gonna offer you some features that these might not be able to, kind of match up with. What would I choose personally? Man, that's hard. From an everyday perspective, like really quick running to the store, I'd probably want to have these because I know I'd misplace them. I'd need to find them and be able to go to the store with them. If I wanted to like really sit down and listen to my music, I'm going on a plane, I'm traveling with these instead. I think longer listening sessions where I really want to enjoy what I'm listening to, I'm gonna go with the Sonys. But I think for everyday use, this has features that I can't give up. Sorry, I can't give you like a hard decision. They just both play to different strengths. But I'll catch you guys in the next one. If you guys want to see a full-blown review on this, stay tuned to the channel. We're gonna have a full review coming soon. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Till then, it's your average consumer. Peace. What would you guys choose?
I'm saying Sony wins this fight for me.
Okay.
I'm Apple.
You guys are not helping.